Okay, guys, we're here to do the wrestling review for this week. And what we know so far is they're basically building all the storylines for WrestleMania in WWE. We have a new United States champion on SmackDown. Samoa Joe did defeat R-Truth in a very solid four-man match, which saw pretty good competition, honestly, in that match. I was pretty impressed with SmackDown this week. We're building towards Fastlane. The tag team match between The Miz, Shane McMahon, and the Usos should be a pretty decent match. Again, Mandy Rose was able to pick up a victory on SmackDown this week when she defeated Naomi. Pretty decent match. So, do I have any faith that Mandy Rose will defeat Asuka? I'm going to say a 0.5% on that. I think Asuka will obviously probably pick up the victory and go on to WrestleMania. And my opinion is that her opponent would probably be like a Billie Kay, a Peyton Royce, a Naomi, maybe Natalia. Um, Somebody on the SmackDown roster obviously will be in that main event at WrestleMania. Even Carmella, possibly. I don't know at this point. It really depends on where they're going with creating of the storylines. Um, I would love to see Kofi Kingston get the opportunity at WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan, but again, Kevin Owens is now at Fastlane, Daniel Bryan's opponent. So we'll have to kind of see where that all points out with what happens. Uh, Other rumors going around is Alicia Fox apparently showed up to an event intoxicated, drunk off her ass, basically. Arn Anderson, the reason why he was fired by WWE was because he allowed her to compete at this event intoxicated, which was a huge no-no for the policy of the company. So she will probably be punished for that, probably suspended. So we will not see Alicia Fox at WrestleMania for the second year in a row. That's really stupid, Alicia. Um, what else here? Gallows and Anderson officially turned down multi-million-dollar deals to wait out their contracts with WWE to be free agents so they can go to any company after their contracts are basically over with. Um, so that will be interesting to see where they go. AEW, just saying, they do have a history with Cody Rhodes and some of the other people there. That would make a little bit more sense. It sounds like they're building a match between AJ Styles and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I'm okay with that. Actually, I think that would be a pretty decent match for the SmackDown brand. Um, Overall, I thought SmackDown this week was by far a 7.5, I think, on my Richter scale. I think it was a solid show. Um, we did get to see, pretty decent storylines, decent matches. Okay, some other WWE news. Tommaso Ciampa had surgery, so he will be out for WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to be back in time for that because he just had recorrective surgery. Um, so it sounds like Aleister Black and Ricochet will be getting the Tag Team Championship Raw shot, from what I'm hearing. They might be the opponents for the Revival at the WrestleMania, unless they want to throw in Gable and Rude and a few other tag teams maybe and make them a ladder match. That's what I would want to see, but it really depends on Vince. Um, Fox officially gave a statement basically saying that uh, SmackDown's moved in October to the network. They want it to be more edgy. They want it to be more solid. They don't want, PG programming. I'm actually okay with that because I want SmackDown to get back to the way it used to be. Solid matches, not cheesiness. Who doesn't want that anyways? The Attitude Era was phenomenal, honestly, for WWE. Shane Strickland will be reporting to the Performance Center for NXT within the next few weeks here. He turned down multiple deals going towards other companies, so he's not going to be appearing at other events. He sounds like he is going to be going to NXT. He finally made up his mind. That's a huge pickup, honestly, for NXT because this guy is a really great wrestler. He's been around for almost a decade, and I've always been impressed with that guy. He's a solid competitor. He can go. Um, the storyline with Batista and Triple H, it sounds like the match is officially booked now, so we are going to be getting that match. I thought for a long time that the negotiations had fallen through, but apparently they must have done something within the last few weeks here. Um, Solid for WrestleMania. They need a huge match, honestly. Yes, Lesnar, Rollins, good match. We don't know whether Reigns is going to be involved in a match at WrestleMania yet. We don't know his opponent. Uh, Raw, I thought, was a pretty decent show this week as well. I love the segment with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie and all that stuff. I thought that was really interesting. Um, Match wise, I thought Raw had good matches for once. Um, I think that we're in store for a much better WrestleMania than last year, honestly, with all these build ups. Unfortunately, no Undertaker, and I don't know what Cena's issue is yet. We don't really know whether he's going to be back yet or not. Nothing is going on as far as updates on that. We haven't heard anything from John Cena as far as whether he's going to be back in a ring anytime soon. Um, Double or Nothing seems to be getting better as time goes on here. They're booking a lot more matches. AEW, I've been pretty impressed, honestly, lately with some of the talents that they've been signing up. Uh, Summer Rae officially signed with the company. It sounds like Ty Dillinger might be going there. From what I'm hearing all over the internet right now, it sounds like that might be somewhere where he might end up, and I'm actually okay with that. Same with TJP. If he ends up there, that would help his career out. Um, Ring of Honor, we've seen G1 Supercard build up. Ring of Honor's had some pretty decent matches of late. I've been watching the older episodes to keep myself a little bit more involved with what's going on. Um, Impact, yeah, I can't say anything bad about Impact right now. I love the tag match on Explosion that I saw. Uh, Kira Hogan and Jordan Grace versus Dark Alley and Su Yung. I thought that was a decent match. Um, I like what they're doing with the title picture. The X Division, a little bit confused with what's going on with it. I don't really know if they have any matches booked yet for this upcoming event that they are having. Um, and let me think here. New Japan, honestly, I've seen some pretty decent competition there too lately. Um, I think that honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Gallows and Anderson didn't end up back in New Japan because they had a huge career over there in Japan. So, um, let me think here. The cruiserweight tournament on 205 Live, I've been very impressed with. I think the competition is pretty solid so far. We've seen great matches, no complaints there. Um, Now, I do want to say happy birthday to Nature Boy Ric Flair. Happy 70th. Can't believe that actually, because I mean, I grew up watching Flair in WCW and later on WWE, and obviously his career NWA and all that stuff too. Um, yeah, I mean, however, there is some sad news though because um, King Kong Bundy passed away this week, and he was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, actually. He had a huge WrestleMania match that I watched when I was younger, and I always thought that guy was really talented, and I never understood why they didn't push him more. Um, Maybe he'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame sometime soon. He definitely deserves it for all the things that he's done in his career. He was one of the larger wrestlers, big men, way before like Paul White and Undertaker. became into the fold. Um, he was around when Andre the Giant was basically around too. So I mean, and with that, I finally got an opportunity to watch Fighting with My Family, the movie about Paige. I finally actually had an opportunity to watch it. Um, and I didn't think it was too terrible. I liked the cameos from all the wrestlers. I thought that was interesting. Dwayne Johnson was hilarious in the movie. Um, Overall, I would give it probably at least a 7. I think it's watchable. It's definitely something that I would probably watch again. Um, Let me think here. I also watched No Holds Barred, which was a movie with Hulk Hogan actually in 1989, I believe. Yes. Um, I was pretty impressed with that movie. I thought it was for an action movie, like a wrestling movie or martial arts movie or whatever. I guess you could be classified as both. But I really enjoyed that movie. I watched it with Jay Wilkins 79, and I was pretty impressed with it. I had never seen it before. And I always thought it was interesting that Vince McMahon was a co-producer of that as well. That was kind of interesting. I'd never seen it before. Um, Overall, probably around 7, same thing. It's definitely watchable. Um, so it sounds like they're trying to get everything together for this Hulk Hogan movie. They're trying to get the rights to the music. They've contacted Hogan as far as maybe him even making a guest appearance in the movie. Unfortunately, it sounds like it's going to be a Netflix original movie. Um, and I don't know. I think that's a bad idea. I would make it, aired all over the U.S. like in theaters. I think that would make a lot more sense. But hey, oh, whatever. Um, Let me think here. Okay, with Arn Anderson being fired, Bruce Pritchard basically has been more involved with the company lately. He's going to be taking over creative control on one of the shows. Dana Warrior, actually Ultimate Warrior's wife, is going to also be involved with creating, some of the content. Um they're also talking about upping the network from $9.99 to $12.99, possibly $13 by the end of the year. I know some fans are kind of iffy about that right now, but again, you're going to be getting all the content that you already have, so I don't see why that's a big deal. Um, so Fastlane is this weekend. It's Saturday, or I mean, sorry, Sunday. Um, Overall, we have a pretty decent card. I mean, Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan should be a decent match. And the other card, basically, I mean, again, you have Asuka versus Mandy Rose, which should be a semi decent match. I don't really expect much out of it. The tag team match, Usos versus McMahon and Miz should be a decent match. Um, and I can't really think of any of the other matches, honestly, booked on the card. I might just have to go back and look at it, but basically, this is just a show in between now and WrestleMania. WrestleMania is only 36 days away, basically. So we have, not a whole lot of time before WrestleMania. They also did the press conference announcing that WrestleMania next year will be in Tampa, Florida. I like the logo that they're using because it's pirate themed because that's where the Buccaneers play. Um, Overall, I think that's not a horrible idea for the WWE going forward because by that point in time, AEW will be up and running. They're going to be their competition in that area. So they're going to have a huge show basically to coexist there. Um, what else? Ty Dillinger's officially a free agent now. He can start working for companies and booking reservations to compete. Probably by the end of May, so he should be able to start wrestling for other companies. Um, but yeah, that is your wrestling news right now. I will be watching the pay per view. I'll be keeping an eye on who wins and who loses Sunday. I apologize for not uploading this video sooner. I've just had a hectic week, a lot going on, and it just took me forever to be able to keep up with all this stuff and watch the programs, to give you guys the correct information on some of the people who are being released, and going to other companies and all the other backstage stuff happening. Um, and yes, we are still getting the triple threat match at Mania: Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey. We're still getting that match. I see nothing so far about it not happening, so no worries. Um, Other than that, I think WrestleMania will be a better show this year. We have more people involved in it. Plus, the return of Batista versus Triple H should be interesting. So, yeah, peace, everybody. Have a great weekend. And remember, I do this because I love wrestling.